Batman Gotham by Gaslight is directed once more by Sam Liu and it stars Bruce Greenwood, Anthony Head, and Jennifer Carpenter, among many others. And the film is based on the first ever Elseworlds stories written by Mignola, the creator of Hellboy. And this was the first story that launched this wave of small stories that took alternate takes on our favorite superheroes. And in a Victorian age like Gotham City, Batman begins his war on crime while he investigates a new series of murders by the infamous Jack the Ripper. The Victorian age is my favorite time period in the world. I love researching stories of old England and what happened, the politics and all of how society worked back then, and the movie captures that very well. It has all the familiar tropes of Gotham and familiar characters, familiar faces, familiar names here and there, familiar locations, and it puts him in this new alternate world that creates for a very different Gotham. I like the look that we get into society and how superstitious they was, how they believed in the devil, like someone talks about nuns beating the left-handedness, I guess, out of someone, because in the old days, being left-handed was like obeying to the devil because this is the devil's hand and whatnot. And you see a lot of stuff like that in the film. Things that people believe in, like Hugo Strange. He goes about science in a very different way, a very twisted way, but it creates for a very lived-in world, very atmospheric, and the film does look great. This is not animation that is worthy of the silver screen. In fact, this is direct-to-video, much like 99.9% of DC animated films, but the film does look great. It has a typical animation of Batman the Animated Series, and that series stood out animation-wise for a reason. Batman's suit also looks great. I love these new alternate takes on superheroes and different versions of superheroes because we get to see new versions of the costume, new looks to the characters, and everything works in the film as far as the visuals are concerned. Jack the Ripper is a menacing presence. You always feel eerie and sinister whenever he comes in on the picture, even when you don't exactly see him on the frame. And as a villain that works very well throughout the film, I just wish the film would have utilized more sequences with him. There are parts of the film where the police finds a dead body on the street in the morning, and I just wish I would have seen a little bit more of Jack the Ripper. And Bruce Greenwood does a great job as Batman and Bruce Wayne. He is the voice of Batman in my favorite DC animated movie ever, and that is Batman Under the Red Hood. He's not the best Batman voice, that will always be Kevin Conroy in my book, but this guy is truly underrated and I wish he would voice Batman more. In fact, I wish I could see a film where there are two versions of Batman, one by Kevin Conroy, another by Bruce Greenwood. The film is also edgy in terms of rating. I'm not sure if this film is rated R, but it sure seems like it much more. It's not like it's the most rated R thing you've ever seen in terms of animation or otherwise. This is not Deadpool rated R or Logan rated R, but for an animated film, direct-to-video that kids can watch, there's a fair amount of blood that I wasn't expecting. I must talk again about the familiar faces that we see here, like Hugo Strange and Cyrus Gold and Harvey Dent, Selina Kyle, Poison Ivy. And I like this take on characters in the world of Batman especially because many of the villains in his mythos are based on these old folk tales of old England, like Jekyll and Hyde, like Jack the Ripper, like the werewolf in London, like Dracula, like Frankenstein. All these monsters and old myths of yesteryears were inspirations for the Batman mythos, and I like that Batman himself is now in this world surrounded by this mythology. The film stumbles here and there in terms of pacing. There are deviations from the main plot that I wish the movie would have just focused on, and that's especially where I wanted to see more of Jack the Ripper. There is a reveal here that opens up what I would consider a plot hole because it's not only not necessarily in the graphic novel, but that's not the issue. It's that something that happens earlier in the film kind of contradicts the reveal that happens later. But all in all, this is a very fun take on Batman, on his mythos. It's great to see these familiar faces in different situations, a different world, and a very lived-in world that is believable, and I wouldn't mind seeing an entire series, or at least an entire season, of Batman and his adventures in this world. Batman Gotham by Gaslight is nothing revolutionary, but I wasn't expecting it, but given what you have had lately from DC Animation, this is by far a standout, and I will give Gotham by Gaslight a collector's item. What did you think of Gotham by Gaslight, my beautiful geekies? Did you read the comic? Did you not? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know what Elseworlds story do you want to see adapted to the animation screen. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I have reviews for the Post, Death Cure, and Den of Thieves that I uploaded this week. Go check those out. And on Sunday, I will be back with the Marvel Cinematic Universe Geek Classic for Captain America. And so until then, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so you can be geeky united!